Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlisuit to more Fan Fridays. That's the battle spot, Wingull. Oh yeah, let's see where this ends up going. So actually, I can already see the perfect storm that's forming, because when I do a lot of the strategy guides for Pokemon that need setup or Pokemon that aren't used a lot, you use it as like an anti-setup. You use it to make sure you can capitalize on the opponent just playing in a very repetitive state. What I'm expecting is that the Ferrothorn is going to go for a Stealth Rocks, and then that means Wingull's setup is absolutely free, so it gets to do extra things. Boom, just like that. So if you see an opponent's team where they're going to be heavy on that setup, that's where you can take these kind of opportunities. Also, that's Wingull that's actually turning that around into a Hurricane and getting the confusion onto a Ferrothorn. That's absolutely insane, but it looks like it actually works, which is the impressive thing about it. So yeah, Wingull, I'd imagine it's like Focus Sash or something then. So that way it gets to at least survive, set up the rain, be funny, and then go into the rest of the team for like some kind of rain sweeping. But apparently it has a Hurricane for these slower setup Pokemon like this, and it does damage. I think that's the most surprising thing right here. This Wingull is going to take out a Ferrothorn. Oh, Wingull. This isn't a Pelipper. It's a little bird, Flappy Flap, and it's absolutely getting its dunk on right here. Ferrothorn is going to snap out of confusion, throw out the Toxic. The Toxic is going to miss, however, and because of the rain, the Hurricane is just going to keep on landing. That's absolutely insane. So I didn't expect that to happen, but that's so cool. Actually, now that I think about it, it works out pretty well, because if it does get that chance to survive and then confuse the opponent, it doesn't have to get all this hacks to be good as well. It just means that you can, oh wow, you had to reset the rain. It lasted long enough, which is very interesting. Also very fast Wingull as well. So Rotom's going to throw out the Volt Switch. That's going to do an incredible amount of damage, but as I called it, there's the Focus Sash. Rotom's switching out, going into another Pokemon, and then you just have that Hurricane. Actually, it makes me think about other Rain Dance setups. Like, you get a Swift Swim Pokemon. Do any Swift Swim Pokemon get Hurricane or something like that? Because you get the free rain, you can go into a Confusion, then you go down. So this one has the Rain Dish. It can also have Keen Eye. I would prefer the Keen Eye, just in case the opponent starts setting up Minimize and stuff. But he's got a... Is this Wingull actually going to sweep? Like... Okay, Wingull goes down. That got really scary there for a second. But Wingull actually has the speed and the damage to absolutely trash this opponent's team. And all it takes is that setup. Because then Wingull gets a free turn to get Hurricanes and stuff. And it just happened to be faster. This is amazing. Okay, never mind. This is going to be the last Fan Fridays. This is like the most unreal thing I have ever seen. That's ridiculous, and I love it. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so now Spiritomb's in. I was expecting with like the rain sub you get like Swift Swim Pokemon. Doesn't matter. Spiritomb's going to go for that nasty plot onto the opponent's Rotom and stuff. Okay, so healing up the leftovers. We have the rain just for laughs, I guess, and there's a Will-O-Wisp from the Rotom onto the Spiritomb. Nasty Plot means special attacker though, and it's not going to take too much to finish off the opponent. So that's going to be a Dark Pulse from the Spiritomb. Oh man, that's how tanky Rotom is though. Does a little over half, so that means Spiritomb's going to need to chunk out another hit right there. But it's a very tanky Pokemon as well, so after that Nasty Plot, going to be able to make this count. Spiritomb's avoiding the Hydro Pump, going to get the Dark Pulse in, and that's going to be Rotom going down, and we already saw that there is nothing left for, like, that would have been so crazy if it, like, crit, the Scald crit or something, or just had a little bit more damage to take out the Glasgow, and then Glasgow goes down to the Dark Pulse, and that's going to be game. Probably going to Protect, just, like, just drag out the game for no reason, and then it's over. This is like the most impactful Wingull I've ever seen, and seeing the Spiritomb's also really cool as well. Okay, so I didn't think it was going to be this insane, but yeah, was that a Water Pulse for the tech coverage? That's cool. Now, another amazing thing that we're going to be so fortunate to have is a second Wingull battle. So we know this one's over. Let's go and get into that one once we see just the Gliscor go down. Gliscor's got the Earthquake. Spiritomb, how tanky are you? Answer, fairly tanky. And there's the Water Pulse, and that's the GG. Alright, and it's the same team from Lila, and it makes sense because, yeah, I really enjoy Kabutops as like a Swift Swim sweeper, but I'd expect a full team of Swift Swim Pokemon. However, the Spiritomb seems to work. Rotom is a fairly threatening Pokemon. You're not going to be able to one-shot it when it comes down to a Kabutops, so at least you have like a tankier Pokemon in the middle right there. What's Mewtwo going to do against the Wingull? Okay. And it's Mewtwo X. Hey, this might be my one-punch Mewtwo strategy. We're going to watch it get bodied right now. So, free Rain Dance is what this looks like. Then Mewtwo X probably going for Bulk Up. Oh, wow, the Rock Slide. Never mind. Ooh, if Rock Slide misses, that's where things are going to get hilarious. So, if not, it just shows like the Wingull setup and not getting fully hacks every game. So there's Wingull holding on with the Focus Sash. That's going to be the Rain Dance. And then Wingull is going to go down to the next hit. We pop out into a Kabutops sweep, and maybe everything is going to be awesome. And there's the Rain Dish. Again, I feel Keen-Eye would be pretty awesome. Oh, Mewtwo goes for the Bulk Up. Never mind. That wasn't good for him. That's not the right idea that you want to be taking right there, because that's a free Hurricane. That's a super effective hit as well. And if you get confused, you're going to Mewtwo takes that much damage, guys. I'm surprised this wasn't me. Like, if this was me, I'd go for Bulk Up, and I'd have this happen to me, and if it hits itself in confusion, it's going down. So, Wingull, officially better than Mewtwo. You've seen it here, guys. Okay, and I thought my one-punch Mewtwo strategy was very satisfying, but no, this Wingull has to be the greatest thing ever to play. Like, all it takes is the opponent to disrespect it. You know, you don't respect the Wingull, you go for that turn of setup, and then you're going to get blasted by that Hurricane, and it's over. So, there's another Hurricane from Wingull. Things could get interesting because Amistar probably wants a Shell Smash. Oh, you poor fool. So yeah, now, actually, the Shell Smash might complicate things a bit because he didn't get confused off of that Hurricane, but if he did, he's just lowering his defenses to hit himself with a harder boosted attack. That would be absurd. Oh, he's got the White Herb, though. That's fair. So Wingull healing up on the Rain Dish, and is Hydro Pump going to miss? Okay, no, Amistar's playing it safe. Got the Ancient Power. Wingull goes down, but it's amazing how every once in a while you just get these battles where the opponent loses a Pokemon to a Wingull. And there's, the rain stops on this turn though, so that's a little unfortunate. Now we get the Spiritomb coming in. And Amistar, it has the Shell Smash, which is kind of nasty, but you have the Will-O-Wisp, so you can't do anything because it's going to be using special attacks. Spiritomb though, going to survive and reset the Rain Dance. I was wondering why Spiritomb was there. It could do the Rain Dance. I'd like to see Klefki with Rain Dance because you get that Prankster just in case silliness happens like this. But yeah, Spiritomb comes in, tanks up. I'd imagine like very high special defense since it has Will-O-Wisp. Gets the Rain Dance down, and now it's going to be a fossil battle actually. This is pretty exciting. So Kabutops is going to come in, and it's going to hopefully slap around Amistar. Oh wow, I just realized this is Dome versus Fossil in Rain. It doesn't get more intense than this, and it looks like the chaotic evil of the Dome has triumphed through just sheer power against the Helix. Fancy that. So yeah, that was a battle of the gods right there, and Alakazam comes in. Are we going to see like Night Slash or Knockoff? Knockoff is a much better option on the Kabutops, right? And that's going to be an outspeed, even with the attack drop. Super effective hit. Alakazam's frail, and the cleanup is right there. GG. Amazing. That is something I believe I've never seen before. Actually, I can confirm I've never seen before, and I believe many of you have never seen before. Unless you are one of Lila's victims on the battle spot. That Wingull, yo. So if you guys enjoyed this Fan Fridays amazing week, just capped off by this amazing Wingull. So if you guys enjoyed the video, have a great week, have a great weekend, have a nice day. Thank you for watching.